Hi, Queen Jordi.
Hi.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for having me.
Can I ask you a question? Is it your real name?
So my real name is Jordi Brown, but I just go by Queen Jordi.
Why Queen? No, you look like a queen, but...
Oh, thank you. So the name Queen, I feel like it's been given to me. People would just naturally call me Queen, and then Jordi is the shortening of my name. Jordi is the shortening of my name, Jordine.
Okay.
So when I was in tech school, I got my first tattoo, which was this queen right here. And then I feel like ever since then, I changed my Instagram name to Queen Jordi, and it's been a wrap ever since.
That's amazing. I love it. You know,
Thank you.
Queen Jordi. And you look like a queen.
Oh, thank you so much. You too.
Oh, thank you. I prefer to say to my husband, I look like a queen.
You do.
I want to hear about your journey from Jamaica to the United States. What inspired you to move here?
Okay, so I moved here with family. My grandmother was living in the States for many, many years, and she filed paperwork for my mom and her sisters and their children to move in the United States, to move to the United States. I feel like the reason was to have a better life, to have more opportunities. So when I was 18, I moved from Jamaica, moved to Connecticut, actually.
Why Connecticut?
So that's where my grandma lived.
Wait, your grandma moved and then your mom moved, right?
Yes.
And you lived by yourself in Jamaica?
No, so when I was in Jamaica, I lived in a family home with my mom, my sister, uncles, cousins.
Oh, so many people in
aunts.
one house?
Yes, that's my culture.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of my culture consists of like people living in like extended family homes. So we always have community. A lot of uncles and aunts and cousins. I grew up with all my cousins, some younger, some older. You always had a cousin to play with.
I would love to go to Jamaica. It's
Oh
so
my God, you should.
I should?
Yes.
I will. I promise I will.
You can come with me, okay?
Yeah? Are you inviting?
Yeah, that's an
There
invitation.
you go. I'm going to Jamaica, guys. Bye. So you moved here when you were 18 years old.
Yes.
What surprised you the most here?
The first surprise I got, and probably I'm still shocked by it, was how cold it was. So I only saw snow on the TV growing up in Jamaica, and it looked so cool. Snow angels and cute outfits. But when I got to Connecticut, and I actually moved from Jamaica in August. So by the time I left from like hot, summery climate to...
And it was still cold for you?
Oh my God, I was freezing. I was so cold.
In the summer?
I feel like even now I'm cold.
Now you're cold.
I'm always cold because I grew up in a hot climate. I didn't have AC growing up.
So your body kind of used to that.
Yes, my body is definitely used to like a tropical climate, which was why like when I got sent to Guam, when I was in the Air Force, I got sent to Guam. I was very happy in Guam because Guam is an island. It's hot.
I have so many places to visit, I guess, right?
Yes.
Why did you go to the army?
So I was in the Air Force, actually.
Air Force?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, Air Force. She's so brave. Why did you decide to go to Air Force?
So a couple years after living in Connecticut, I decided like I had to get out of there.
So it was the only way to get out of the Connecticut, go to the Air Force?
So I felt like that was my best option because at the time I was working full time. I had like 2 different jobs. I was also in school.
What did you do? What kind of jobs did you have?
My first job was KFC.
KFC? Cool.
I started off as a cashier and then I became a shift manager. So I worked at KFC and I also had a job at Olympia Sports.
Okay.
Which is like a sports store. They sell like jerseys and equipment. So I was working so hard and I was in school at the same time. Because when you move from a different country to the US, nothing is handed to you. You literally have nothing.
Yep.
And so I had to figure it out. I didn't have a support system to like hand me anything. So I decided like the best way for me to get on my feet is to join the military. And so I just did it.
What kind of benefits do they provide to you if you join the military here in the United States?
That's a good question. So I do have education benefits.
Education?
Yes.
Do they pay for the whole education or you have some discounts? How does it work?
So it depends on if you left the military with honorable discharge, which I did. And it also depends on how long you stayed in the military. So if you have 100% education benefits, that mean that they would pay for your full tuition. And I'm actually in school right now, so.
Okay. For how long do you have to be in the army?
In the Air Force? So I'm not sure, but I know that probably like 3 years.
3 years.
But don't quote me though.
For how long have you been?
How long have I been out?
In the army.
Or how long I was in the Air Force?
For how long?
So I was in for a little bit under 4 years.
Under 4 years, okay.
Almost 4 years.
And you got all these benefits. It was enough to get these benefits.
Yes,
right?
I do have education benefits, and I also have like health benefits. Like I get to go to the VA whenever I need to go to the doctor. I literally pay like $5 or less for a visit.
But do you receive some like pension or no?
So it depends on if you have like different disabilities from the military. So as a disabled veteran, you do get paid each month. Yeah.
What about the housing? Do they help you with the housing?
They do have different housing benefits. So when you are buying a house, you get like a special discounted VA rate. Yes, I'm renting right now though.
Okay.
But I did buy a house at one point back in my old life. And I did
life, you're still young.
And I did use my VA housing benefits. I forgot what that's called, but yeah. I did get special advantage. I did have advantages because I am a veteran when I was purchasing the home. And I still will if I decide to buy another home.
So it doesn't matter how many homes you buy?
I am not quite sure. But I do know that I have at least 2 homes that I would get that benefit.
What was the hardest for you here in immigration?
Like the immigration process?
No, like in life.
Just moving from a different
Both of
country?
them. Yeah, both of them.
Okay.
And in the process and in life.
So the immigration process for me was long and draining. So I found out that I was going to be moving to America when I was like 10 years old. The process took at least 8 years old. 8 years.
8 years.
For everything to come through.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So it took a long time. It was really hard, like leaving everything behind. Because when I left, I was like a year out of high school. I had
friends.
Yeah, I already did the first year of college, or 6th form as it's called in Jamaica. That would be the equivalent of a community college in America. So I already did 1 year of that. If I had done the other year, I would have my associates. And so I left at an awkward time. When I first moved to America, my family tried to get me to enter high school again to see if I could like do 1 more year in high school. But I was 18 already, so
You didn't want to?
no, they didn't allow me to do that. So
Did you want to?
I wanted to because I felt like it would have given me more opportunities. I was thinking of like scholarships, and because I always know that I'm a good student. So I'm here, the opportunities here, I would have capitalized off it and gotten a scholarship or something.
What did you do?
What did I do? I started community college and I got 2 jobs.
Again?
Yes, that's what I
2
did.
jobs. Okay, so those 2 jobs you mentioned, right?
Yes.
And for how long did you work there?
So I worked at KFC for over 2 years. That was the last job I had before I left for the military.
Okay.
But I worked at different KFCs. I started off at one that was really close to my home. Then when I became a shift manager, they sent me to Main Street. They sent me to Main Street. Then after that...
What does it mean to Main Street?
Main Street, they sent me to a different location that was like in the middle of Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Main Street, Connecticut, and Main Street,
good?
Bridgeport. No.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I saw in your face.
No, I did not like that. And probably because I was a manager too, and I started off as a cashier. And when you are a manager at KFC, you are in charge of old people, young people, all different types of people. And KFC is a very like low entry job. You don't need any specific qualification. So every type of people is there. And I was so soft. I was so scared. I probably didn't have any bass in my voice. I was very nice. And I still had a very strong accent. So, you know, it was hard navigating that.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing to be kind and soft, but yeah, I know what you mean. By the way, I have a question about the military. Did you get your citizenship through military?
No.
No? Do they help you with this?
So yes. So they do. Well, actually, so I moved to America with my green card. I had my green card. But then, yes, I actually did get my citizenship in the military. They had the option, and I chose that, yes, I would love to get my citizenship. And then I had to study for the test while I was in basic training. Yes. And I had all my, like everybody that was in my flight, all my wingmen, we call them, all my wingmen were helping me study. And I remember I went and I took the test and I passed. And at graduation, that was when I swore in with a bunch of other people that were also getting their citizenship. And I did it, y'all. I became an American.
Do you miss Army?
If I miss the Air Force, no. No, I actually don't miss it at all. I do miss things about it. I miss the stability of it. Because when you're in the military, everything is paid for already. You get a steady paycheck each month. Everything is really like so easy. If you have a problem, you tell your supervisor, everyone fixes your problem for you. You're really taken care of in the military.
Okay, that's good.
You know, so I do miss that about it. But I don't miss people constantly telling me what to do. I don't miss having to follow all these rules. Like, I'm very, I would say, eccentric.
Independent.
And very artistic. And I love to express myself how I feel. And in the military, you can't just be yourself, you know? And I didn't like that.
My husband used to be in the military.
Oh.
Yes. So I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you have to follow the orders. There is no space for your desires or for
and the mission comes
creativity.
First.
Yeah, the mission comes first. That's what military is for, actually.
Yes, I know. I felt like, I don't know if you've ever watched Legally Blonde. That first day when Elle Woods went to law school, that's how I felt when I was in the military.
I will watch after. That's how you feel?
Yes, I was so girly, so sweet, like, hi guys, and everybody's like,
Are you tough right now?
I feel like I'm definitely tougher than I used to be. Like before I joined the military, like I could do like 3 push-ups. And mentally, I would say I wasn't as strong as I am now. I've had to learn over the years, especially through the military, to be tough and to work for what I want and to have a lot of discipline. Yeah.
So you have some good stuff in your
life. It taught me a lot.
What happened when you left military?
When I left the military, that's actually a story I never tell, but since it's coming up. So the military changed their rule after I was in. It's called the AFI, which is basically like different rules and articles that we're guided by.
Okay.
And it changed to where women that are pregnant and you have up until a year after your baby is born, you could choose to get out of the military. So
you still can get pregnant while you are in military?
Yeah, and I got married in the military too.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So when
divorced now though. Yeah. However, I did get married in the military, and so when that rule or AFI changed, and I had the option to choose to get out if I wanted to, and you get out with the honorable discharge too. So I chose to get out. And I got out at 3 years and like 9 months.
Okay.
Or 3 years and 8-ish months. If I had waited a couple more months, I would have 100% education benefit. But because I left a couple months short of that cutoff, I have 90%.
Why didn't you wait?
I didn't wait because I was married at the time, and my ex-husband and we were about to get sent to South Dakota. He was in the military as well. Okay. So I didn't want to have to go to South Dakota and then in process into a new base just to start the process of getting out the military. You were married, right? Yes, I was married.
So if your husband goes, you go too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
Yes.
Because I know in Ukraine, your husband can go somewhere and they can send you somewhere.
Oh, no. Yeah. Here, when you're moving from one duty station to the next, your whole family goes. So if you have...
I know, but if I wouldn't be in military, yes.
Oh.
But if you are in military and he was in the military, you know, that's what I mean.
Oh. So
both of you.
Yeah. So we actually got our orders before my process went through, before my separation. So we both together got sent to South Dakota. But after the process came through, I realized it's better to get out of the military while I was in Guam. I didn't want to have to in process in a new base in South Dakota just to do the process to get out in South Dakota, because I had a six-month-old daughter at the time. So
when you joined the army, they sent you to Guam right away, or how does it work?
So when I joined the Air Force, I went to basic training in Texas, Lackland Air Force Base in Texas. Because my job was dental tech, my tech school, where I learned to be a dental tech, is also in Texas. It's in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And I was in Houston for like 3.5 months. After Houston, then I got my orders to Guam. So I went from Houston to Guam, and that's where I was until South Dakota.
South Dakota changed everything. Changed her life.
Literally. That's not a lie.
That's not a lie. What happened next?
So after that, I had a very small baby. She was 6 months old. Right before I got out of the military, I started thinking, like, what can I do from home? I didn't want to just stay home and be a mom, even though that was the agreement my ex-husband and I had. But like, I'm from Jamaica. I like to be active. I like to...
Are the people active?
I would say so. I would say so, yeah. And I'm just a very ambitious person, and I love to create. But I didn't know what I was going to do after I got out of the Air Force. I know that I was going to be a mom. But one day I was in a Facebook group with military wives, and someone asked the question, what can I do from home? What are good work from home jobs? And I was scrolling, reading through the comments, and somebody wrote, I make jewelry. And then the idea popped in my mind, like, what? I used to make jewelry in Jamaica.
Oh, you did?
Yes, that was like my favorite childhood hobby.
So there you go.
So I started, once that light bulb moment went off, I literally just started doing my research, and I literally used my last military paycheck and bought a bunch of inventory. And that's how my jewelry business started.
That's amazing. When did you sell them for the first time?
So initially, when I first started, I would just sell it online. And
on Instagram? Or?
No, I created my website, I didn't even know anything about building websites, but I figured it out.
By yourself?
Yes. I was like, I need a website. And then I was looking at the benefits of having an Etsy versus having a website. And after doing some research, I decided like, I need a website, but I couldn't afford to like pay for that. So I had to figure it out. So I created my first website and I started advertising to a lot of the people that I knew before, people from the military. Because before I left, I had already started telling people, I'm going to have a jewelry business.
See? Listen to her. She knows what she's doing. Great job.
Thank you.
So you proposed it to the people you knew then, and then you realized you have to go on social media, or? So
I was already on social media.
Okay.
I was already on social media. I feel like I've always loved social media. And I've always loved expressing myself. That's what I love about social media. I genuinely love making content and videos, and I love taking pictures and videos and all that. So social media for me was always a thing, even before I started my jewelry business.
Because you look so good in pictures. Look at her.
Thank you.
She's like a model.
So I actually am a model now. Yeah. I've been modeling since I moved to Phoenix. For like a couple years now, I started my modeling journey, and that's when I started incorporating my jewelry with the modeling. I'm like, why not?
It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
I love this moon.
Thank you so much.
That's beautiful.
All handmade by me.
It's by you.
Yes.
I love it. I love them.
Thank you.
So cute. How does it work right now?
With my jewelry business?
With your jewelry business.
So now I'm in Phoenix. I do a lot of fashion shows and I do a lot of pop-up shops or events where I go and I sell my jewelry in person. I also sell online, and my jewelry is in one store right now, but my goal is by next year's summer, I want my jewelry to be in at least 5 different stores.
Great.
In Arizona.
In Arizona?
Yes.
Are you planning to sell them all over the United States, or like all over the world?
Yes, actually, I want to have a jewelry collection in Jamaica, right? I'm just trying to figure out where exactly. I would love to have it in like a hotel, gift shop, or somewhere classy.
Yeah, dream big, why not, right?
Definitely, yes.
Awesome. Do you miss Jamaica?
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
You can cry. Do you miss?
So I actually do miss Jamaica. Last year, the end of last year, I went back to Jamaica for the first time in 12 years.
Oh, wow.
And then I went again a couple months ago. After I went back last year, I decided, wow, I'll never stay away that long again. Yeah. It really changed me because I reconnected with my dad's side of the family, and I didn't grow up with my dad. Okay. So, and my dad's side of the family has a lot of masculine energy. So I have a lot of uncles, and my dad is very much there, and I have a lot of cousins, older cousins, and they really embraced me. And I felt at home. I stayed with my uncle. I didn't want for anything.
Did you want to come back to the United States?
Oh my God, no. I literally cried.
Really?
And especially the last time I went, which is a couple months ago, I got back and I thought I was fine. But then my uncle called me the next day and I was like, hi, uncle. He's like, I could hear it in your voice. It's okay. You're okay. And I just started crying because I feel like what really hit me about coming back is all these responsibilities.
I know.
In Jamaica, it's very relaxed, very much go with the flow, good vibes. Everybody's laughing, and my culture is very much good vibes, good energy all day long. But America is way more like structured, way more go, go, go. You gotta get this money, you gotta this, you gotta... So yeah, definitely culture shock.
Yeah, I know, I can relate. I haven't been to Ukraine for 10 years.
Wow.
Came,
When are you going back?
When the war is over, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, I was planning to go in 2022, but the war started, so it was a bummer.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know yet. Do you have any funny story related to your immigration? Maybe something happened to you funny because of your language, misunderstanding. Yeah. Can you remember?
Oh my God. Okay, so the first thing that pops into my mind, when I got my first job of working at KFC, I was so stressed because I didn't understand the currency. I didn't know a quarter, dime, dollar. I was so stressed. And my first job was a cashier. I wasn't trained.
It's already funny.
They literally like threw me on the register, and I'm already bad at math. So people would like give me $20 and then they're like, oh, I got change.
Oh, they just want to give you change so you don't have to give them change.
Yes, and then I'm already confused, like trying to figure out how much change they need back, and then I'm trying to convert that to the US currency. I swear, every single day when it was time for them to check my register before I left, I was sweating. Because I swear, and then I started going home. I got some dimes, quarters.
I just realized it would be me, you know? Just scary.
I was so stressed and scared. And I would go home and actually count quarters and dimes and nickels and figure out, okay, this is a quarter, this is 25 cents, it looks like this. And I had to practice because that was very, very stressful.
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Definitely. And there was a language barrier too, because my accent was very, very strong. And
did you have any funny situation with your language when you said something?
I feel like people would always ask me to repeat myself.
Oh yeah, it's my story all the time. I can relate.
People knew I was from Jamaica immediately.
Were you scared when people asked you to repeat?
No, I didn't take it personal. I know a lot of immigrants feel bad when other people ask, where are you from? I don't take it personal because I think if somebody's asking me that, they want to know.
I want to ask the viewers, if you are the immigrants, can you leave the comment under this video if you are afraid to speak in English? I really want to know. And can you advise something to the people who are afraid to speak in your camera?
I would say just do it and just express yourself the best way you know how. Because the people for you, they will be attracted to your energy and who you are, and it's gonna all come together. Like, not only was I an immigrant, but I also stuttered really badly growing up. So I was really bad at speaking. I would always get so afraid. I was that child when my teacher would call on me in class to read something. That was like the worst thing ever. And I practiced a lot. I watch a lot of like inspirational videos of other people that overcame their issues, and I was inspired. Then I feel like when I joined the military, I had to be brave. I could no longer say I can't. I had to figure it out. And I feel like when you do different things that are brave, you become more and more fearless, and then you're not afraid of things like you used to be. Have you ever felt like you have been treated differently than other people just because you're an immigrant? And I was going through a lot of trying to figure out my identity, being from Jamaica and having to fit into the US culture. I had to change my language because if I'm speaking with an accent, no one understands me. And it gets really frustrating being in school, trying to do presentations and no one understands you. Yep. You know, and then I feel like some people can look down on you if they feel like you have an accent and if they don't really understand you. So I learned that. So I had to learn how to speak so others could understand me. I mean, I've definitely had a couple experiences that were less than positive, but I do choose to focus on the positives. I feel like a lot of people don't understand, and when you don't understand something, you may react differently to it. I feel like I've met way more people that have been genuinely interested in me and my story, and they want to know about Jamaica. So I really don't dwell on the 1 or 2 people that were ignorant over the years.
Okay, that's cool. What does Jamaica have that United States doesn't?
The vibes, the culture, what?
What kind of question is that,
The
right?
food, everything.
Everything?
But I know people will be like, if it has everything, then why are you here? So what's here that's not in Jamaica is opportunities.
Okay.
And I feel like in America, if you have the drive, you can accomplish anything. So the American dream is kind of a lie, but not really. Like, if you can work the hardest and be the hardest worker, and if you can network and meet the right people, and there are ways for you to climb to the top. It may not be like immediately. Like, I had to join the military. I had to go through so many different phases, and I'm still going through my different phases now. But I am committed to my path, being a jewelry designer and a model, and this is what I want. And like, I don't have a plan B. I have to make it. So, but in Jamaica, you could have all these dreams, but if there's no opportunity, you know,
I get it.
So
yeah, that's interesting. How do you feel about the immigration right now? Is it harder or it's easier? The whole process right now.
So I feel like, based on what I've been seeing on my For You page on social media, to my understanding, the process of immigration is harder now. Yeah.
Than it was before, right?
Yes.
What would you change in the whole process of immigration?
I feel like I would change like how transparent things are. I don't feel like it's very transparent. I feel like a lot of people are in the waiting process. They don't know what's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen.
I feel like they give an approximate time, but still it shifts, right? You never know.
Yes. I wish there was a system that we could go on as people immigrating from other countries, and we could look and track where it's at right now. Even if it's 10 years away, you being able to see what's happening will help you to plan your life better. Because a lot of people, by the time their papers come through, they are just...
But it changes a lot.
It does change a lot,
10
too.
years.
That's true.
Everything is changing, and right now everything is changing so fast. I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah.
You know? The whole life is flying. The whole situation is changing.
Yes.
Everything is... I feel like the life is going like so fast right now. It used to be before, maybe because I'm getting older. I don't know, but I just feel the whole political situation, the whole world is changing.
Yes, everything is changing rapidly, and especially for the United States in the next 4 years. Like, we don't know what is, like, how it's really about to change.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself in 10 years? What is your biggest dream?
In 10 years, I see myself as being like a leader in the jewelry industry.
I love it.
I need everyone in the world to know about Queen Jordi Gems Jewelry.
Queen Jordi.
Yes, and I also
remember that name, please.
Queen Jordi Gems. And I also see myself like doing just big modeling things, and paving my own way in the modeling industry, like making it me expressing myself through my jewelry.
Like your own brand.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I love it. I think we're good here, right?
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to share?
No, this was very... perfect.
Okay, I like it. Everything you said. I never had anyone from army. That's why I really like it. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing. Because
I
don't know anything about it, and I guess a lot of people don't know, right? So it's very interesting to hear it from you.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Of course, you look so good for being in the army.
Thank you. girly girls can be in the army too.
How many push-ups?
Or Air Force.
How many push-ups you can do right now?
Right now, so I do have an injury from the military. So I injured my wrist.
How did you do that?
Doing push-ups.
Doing push-ups?
Yeah, so I do have a little cyst right here. But so I don't really, when I do push-ups, I do them on my knuckles. But I'm not that good.
I feel I can do more than I can.
I don't know.
But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your story, for inspiring us.
Thank you for having me. This is fun.
Hi, Jana.
Oleksandra.
Добрий день. I love it. What language was that? Georgian?
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Do you speak just Georgian and English? What languages?
Georgian, little English, Russian, and Kurdish.
Kurdish?
Yeah.
My God. I didn't expect it, but it's so awesome. Jana, why did you move from Georgia to the United States?
For good life.
For good life?
Yes, for be happy.
Okay.
Because when I live in Georgia, it was very difficult because it's 90s. It's very hard time.
Did you move straight from Georgia to the United States, or you live somewhere else?
I live in Russia a long time. I grew up in Russia.
When did you move to Russia? How old were you?
14.
14 years old.
14.
Okay.
I was 14.
You were 14 when you moved to Russia from
Yes.
Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Did you work as a hairstylist back in Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I just started in Russia when I was 14 because all my family are hairdressers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my uncle, he teach me. And it's for first time it's my hobby, but now it's my professional life.
That's amazing how you can do the same job as your parents. Are they proud of you?
I think yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They don't tell you?
No.
No?
No.
That's our culture. No compliments, right?
No compliment. Because if they say something good words, I can be relaxed and
I don't think that's not true. It should be some encouragements, you know, some inspiration. When did you start here working as a hairdresser?
I moved here 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
Yeah, and maybe after 6 months I started because I need money.
Obviously.
Yes, eat. And I started here. It's a very hard time for me because I didn't have clients. I have just one friend here, and he helped me.
Okay.
He say all his friends, I'm super hairdresser.
Amazing friend.
And they say different people. She's good hairdresser.
So they kept referring you, right?
Yeah.
Did you do anything else except this? Did you work at others?
I work in Fashion Week, photo shoots. I have 2 movies here. I work in movie.
Okay.
I make hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get on Fashion Week?
On photo shoots, I work with my friend. She's makeupper, and she helped me with.
To get there?
Yeah.
How many people work on the Fashion Week?
Well, it's like 20, 30 hairdresser.
Okay.
It's like 20 makeupper.
20? Yeah, it's a big team, but still to get in this team, it's a challenge because we have a lot of hairdressers here,
Yeah.
but not everyone works on Fashion Week. You know what I mean?
I'm.
You got lucky.
Yeah, and maybe I have
good hands. That's true. Did you have problem with English language here?
Of course.
Did
It's still a problem for me.
Still a problem.
Because it's my fifth language. And I don't know why, but for me it's hard.
It just doesn't go easier for you,
You
right?
need thinking on English.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Russian, Georgian, English, it's
I think you just need to be more in the environment where people speak English. Do you have a lot of friends that speak English or?
Not a lot, because I work, it's like 60% people with Russian people, and they talk with me just
In Russian,
yeah.
right? Okay, so you don't have so much.
When I talk with my friends, I make mistakes. It's like one time I say my friends, I won't say, "Oh, you're so picky," and I say, "Oh, you're so piggy." She say, "What?"
That's funny, actually.
It's funny, but it's not what's good.
You know, that's our life. That's not our language, so that's okay. But you still keep going. You keep learning. You got on Fashion Week. You keep working. You're doing what you like to do. What is the most important part? What surprised you the most here in the United States?
Everything.
Everything.
But maybe it's first time when I came here, I saw I could have family here because I'm from LGBTQI community.
Okay.
And in Russia, we can
I got it.
be LGBTQ. And here, when I came here, I saw family, couple, kids, and for me it's crazy.
So you want to have a family.
Of course, and I think I live here because I want a family.
Okay, it's a good reason actually.
Thank you.
What is your biggest dream? Like really big one.
Maybe realize it like person, like professional. I want to have my beauty salon. Family.
Do you want to achieve something else?
More money.
That's a good answer. The Great Depression was excellent for the beauty industry with $6 million in service sales during 1936. This is proof positive that feeling beautiful is indispensable.
The first challenge was cosmetology lessons, and I had this. And my second challenge is language barrier.
So the biggest challenge is just language, right?
Yeah.
What is important to know for the people who are just starting out in this business?
I think it's take off the crown. Seriously, because it's very important, and understand it's new start for us. And we are new people here, and we need to start everything over.
What do you like about the United States?
I'm free. I can doing everything what I want. I can be who I am.
Was it hard for you to find a place to live?
For me, no, because my friends, he lived here a long time, and first time I lived with him.
Okay.
Yeah, and he helped me a lot.
For how long did you live with your friend?
It's like 2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
So you had the chance to save some money.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing to have friends like that.
He is my angel.
Is your angel? That's amazing. Are you still friends?
Yes.
You are?
Course.
It's
He's my best friend.
He's your best friend. Is he from Georgia?
He's from Russia.
From Russia?
Yeah, and I meet him when he make appointment with my salon in Russia. And
You connected.
Yeah, we connected.
That's amazing. It's all about connections, right?
Yeah.
What do you like more, to cut hair or to dye hair?
To cut hair.
To cut hair.
Yeah, because it's I change my clients. I can change her or
him.
And I doing just what I want.
Wait,
Because
you don't listen to them?
No, I listen, but I know better.
You know better?
He needs, because I'm professional.
What if client comes to you and she says, I want hair like that?
Yeah.
Would you do it, or would you say something like, no, you need shorter?
No, I can say her like I can cut like this, or I can cut beautiful.
It means this length is not beautiful, right?
It's just cut.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people want what not looks good for them.
So they don't know what's gonna look good on them. You feel like you know better what's gonna fit people, right? What kind of haircut? Yeah.
I think yeah.
Do you get compliments when people leave the salon?
Yes, and they have compliment when
they receive compliments after leaving your salon. That's amazing. Okay, it's a good point. She's smart. Do you see the difference between the clients back in Russia and the clients here in the United States?
In Russia, clients are more picky.
They're more picky.
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe in Russia, a client they're more demanding and picky.
Do you have any funny stories with your clients?
Yeah. My client, she came in salon and she told me about her dream. She want a short haircut and blonde color, but she has like long hair, and this is just dream. And I took my clipper and
You shaved her hair?
Yes.
You did it?
Yeah, and I will make blonde color, good blonde. Yeah.
Does she like it?
She's happy.
She's happy?
I think yeah. I'm not
You
sure.
think, or she is?
She is.
She is happy.
She's still client. Yeah, she is my client.
Yeah, like
She come back.
oh, she comes back.
Yeah.
Okay, because it sounds so dangerous.
We've been together like 5 years, and we know each other. She loves me.
Maybe that's why you shaved her hair.
Maybe.
You knew that she would forgive you for that.
She liked this look.
She liked.
Yes.
Okay, got it. That's crazy.
It's your dream.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes we dream, but we never do it, you know?
And you need to wait a long time for your dream.
I agree. That's
Now
a good
you
point.
can sit in my chair and I can realize your dream.
Amazing. That's a good point. Do you have clients only from Los Angeles?
No, I have clients from San Francisco, San Diego.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have 2 clients. They came from Seattle.
From Seattle? They're
Yeah,
flying here from Seattle?
Yeah, but it's like one time 3 months.
One time 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think? Why your clients keep coming back to you? What is special about you?
Because I feel I'm not just change the looks, I change the life too.
You changed their lives.
Yes.
How do you know it? Why do you think like that?
Many clients who came here after divorce, they want change because for them it's new life, new style, and I can help them.
That's how you change their lives, right?
Yeah.
By changing their style, their look.
It's first step.
That's the first step.
Yes, it's the first step for new life.
But that's necessary step, actually.
Of course.
Right?
Because I cut all negative hair.
All the negative energy goes away.
Yeah.
Right? Amazing. You work as a magician as well. Fun fact, each strand of your hair can hold up to 100 grams of weight. That may not sound like much, but if you multiply it by the average amount of hair strands on your head, your hair could support the weight equivalent of 2 elephants. Is there any competition between the hairstylists on Fashion Week?
No, because we working together like team. I think it's first time it's about team.
It's about team.
Yeah, it's not about comparison.
Interesting. I was thinking that maybe there is some competition between you guys. Like there is a competition between models, you know?
No.
No?
No.
So do you become friends?
Yes, of course.
You do?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I have, after Fashion Week, a lot of new friends, new contacts.
Do you feel like there is a big competition here in life between the hairstylists?
And now, yes.
Why now?
Because now we have a lot good hairstylists from another country.
Other countries?
Yes.
Interesting point. So, what you mean you didn't have this competition before? That means that people from other countries do better haircuts than people from the United States. Did I get it right?
Yes, but maybe it's because we working with Russian, Ukrainian, Belarus people.
So you think they cut hair better?
They have good school.
Good old school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's about school.
I actually agree with you. I had couple haircuts here. I just don't want to insult anybody, but I had couple haircuts in the United States and they were horrible. Actually, I used to have very short hair like yours, and she cut it and she made a hole here even. So it was horrible. So that's why I'm going only to our people. What does America mean to you? What did it give it to you?
I found myself. My family, they are very strict and I can be open with myself. They blocked me. And when I came here, it's like new breath, new life. I can do everything what I want.
You can be free here.
Yeah.
That's the most important part for you, right?
I think it's for everything.
But what about your family? They don't want to be free, or how does it work for them?
They know I'm good here.
Did they try to bring you back home?
Yes.
They did?
Yeah, the first maybe 2 years.
2 first years?
Yeah, 2 first years. But I told my mom I'm happy here. And it's about my future. It's about family. It's about my personality. And she said, okay, but maybe they miss about me miss it.
They miss you.
They miss me.
Do you still have a good relationship with your parents?
Yes, but when we talk, not about my personality.
Okay, so you cannot talk about yourself with your family?
I can talk, but they can't listen me.
They don't listen to you? Or they listen, they just don't want to understand you?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Does it hurt you?
Of course.
It does.
But for me, it's like it's everywhere. I got used to it.
Thank you, Yana, for the interview. Thank you for opening up about your family and yourself. It's very important to everyone to hear that. Thank you so much. Today, my guest is an artist, performer, and a host, Aleksei Chebeliuk.
Hi, Oleksandra. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming. I believe I forgot to mention that you are a composer too, right?
Yeah, I am. Exactly. I'm also a composer. Yes.
My first question for you will be, how did this American dream come to your mind and when?
I was growing up watching US movies, like most of us as the kids. And I guess, first of all, it was my godfather, my uncle. He kind of put that idea into my head, talking about the United States, how beautiful it is, like when people, just having all this freedom and the nature and all of that.
I was always wondering why people chose the United States instead of the Great Britain because it's closer,
Well, even though, like all of us at school, we've learned that beautiful topic in English, that London is the capital of Great Britain,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
everybody did that, right? Like even my mom, she did that at school. But I mean, the United States has better marketing to promote the country. They always said the best country in the world. They always show this in the movies. Like how many British movies have you watched? How many? Like back then?
Not a lot, actually.
Not a lot, right?
No.
But we've all watched like Terminator, Mission Impossible, you name it. You just like, there's like a list.
That's true.
It's a movie industry. So you watch a movie, you're like, oh, that's how people live. I like this green grass, this perfect house,
Beverly Hills area.
Beverly Hills, like that movie with these Eddie Murphy, right? Beverly, like police guy from the Beverly Hills or something, like Beverly Hills Police Department. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I can.
You see it. You see the streets. You see the cars. You see people, having fun, making the jokes. It's like, yeah, that's how the lifestyle is going to be.
So what happened next?
Well, I called my friend and said, like, are you insane? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, going to the United States, it's like, first of all, it's super expensive. Even though the currency was like 3 times better at that time, but it still was expensive. Like even like one flight, just a round trip at that time, cost like $1,000. And if you think about like my home city, it was like 6 months rent. So are you okay to pay 6 months rent just to go?
Our
there?
dreams are not cheap.
Yeah, exactly. The dreams are not cheap. So, and I said, like, it's crazy. Like, how can I afford that? You know what his response was? He said, you're a smart guy. You got to figure that out. And it's going to be like in 6 or in 7 months. So think about this.
It's a great friend, actually,
Yeah. So he motivated me to think, even though I knew how much money I'm going to make in 6, 7 months. But he said, like, figure that out. And literally 6 months later, like 7 months later, I graduated from the university and we went to Moscow to get visas. We got visas and we didn't go with him.
Why?
Because he had a job project or something. He said, like, I'm not coming. I said, like,
it was just you?
no, actually what happened, you know the word dacha? It's like country house, right?
Yep.
So what happened that my family, they have country house, and our neighbors, they have a daughter that lives in the United States. So my mom and her dad kind of like got into the conversation, and he was saying like, hey, I'm going to the United States, you know, like to see my daughter. And my mom was like, can you take my son with you? He's like, does he have a visa? And she's like, yes, he actually does. And that's how I ended up actually, like, was October like 11th or 12th. It's 2012. First time me going to the United States.
And your family, they weren't against it, right? They supported you.
Oh, at that time they thought it just like a, you know, just a trip.
Oh, just a trip?
Yeah, because it was like 3 weeks trip.
Okay.
But when I came back and I saw like Silicon Valley, I spent like a little bit 10 days in Los Angeles. I saw Las Vegas. I came back to my home city, Samara, and I'm looking at my mom and I'm saying, Mom, I'm moving to the United States. She's like, sure.
Wait, so you saw Las Vegas, you saw Los Angeles. What else? You saw Silicon Valley?
San Jose, yeah.
San Jose. You came to California.
Yeah.
Did you visit any other states?
No, only San Jose, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas.
Okay. You had these impressions. You really loved it, right?
I was like,
But
on Sunset Boulevard, I was just walking like every evening, every day, just walking back and forth. Because like the friend that I was staying with, he said like, so if you go this way, you're going to see a lot of bars and restaurants. If you go this way, you're going to see a lot of shops. So what do you prefer? I'm like, bars.
Bars. And you didn't realize that every state was not the same.
No. I thought that's the entire country. It's like California, like as like Los Angeles. That was kind of like my vision. I thought like, oh, it's like the entire country is like this.
And you didn't even want to check? No? You didn't have any idea?
You know,
It wasn't the same?
what I can say about kind of like this specific fashion, I was pretty not that smart, okay? I wasn't that smart.
Okay.
I knew kind of like the work I was doing, and I thought like, I'm super smart and about like, you know, if I like the place, everything is going to be perfect. It's the same. But I wasn't knowledgeable enough about that. Like, hey, it's one state only. There's like a 49 states more. Google
it, right?
At least. I didn't do it.
And what did you plan to do here? Did you have any plans?
So,
except your dreams, you know?
3 years later, as I said, like actually like 2.5 years later, after my very first trip to the United States.
You came back 2.5 years later. Okay.
Yeah. I visited the United States in 2012 on October. And literally 2.5 years later, it was 2015, April 14th, I flew to San Jose. Because that's the only place where I had a friend, like my closest friend, Igor Galbert, who actually he helped me a lot. And he not only supported my dream when I said like, Igor, if I come to the United States, would you be able to help me just a little bit? He said like, Aleksei, not a problem. What are you talking about? And it's the person that I've met like literally a few times only. But I knew there is someone who can at least help me to open the checking account, you know, because I didn't speak English at that time.
It's such a wonderful to have friends like that. And Igor, you are such a good friend. If he mentions you right now, you're cool.
He's a family. He's like,
family.
Yeah, he's a family. He's more than a friend. So I didn't have a plan. I had a feeling that in 2 years I'm going to be like a rock star or like.
What did you plan to do?
Nothing.
But
I thought
you mean like rock stars? So you plan to be who? Rock star?
What I mean by rock star, kind of like becoming famous.
Famous
through something.
Through what?
Either music or movie industry.
Mm-hmm. Like an actor.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, so you gave yourself 2 years.
Yeah. So I thought in 2 years I'm going to be like.
So confident.
I got it. Yeah.
I can tell you're very confident. What happened to you after 2 years?
Well, you're seeing me almost in 10 years now. You didn't see me in 2 years. Like I was falling apart.
in 2 years?
Like, here's the thing, like going through the immigration, I've read one article, like psychological article, and they say people who come from one country to another is an immigrant. The level of stress they have equals to if anyone from your family dies. It's the same level of stress. I've read that being already like in the United States, because I was looking like, why am I so stressed out? It's like beautiful country. But here's the thing that when I just moved to like the United States, and even though I have like a beautiful brother, Igor, right? And, you know, I bought my first iPhone like a couple months later. I was introduced to eBay. No advertising, okay? And I bought my first iPhone 5, I believe. Like,
on eBay?
Yeah, on eBay. And no one called me. No one even texted me. And I was thinking, why do I need that?
I can relate, because when I immigrated to the United States, I was paying for my phone like for 200, I believe I paid like 200 per month just to talk to my friends from Ukraine.
Yeah.
And I spent the whole time on my phone talking and talking and talking, because I moved to Minneapolis.
Okay.
And I couldn't see any people in the streets. And I was crying all day long, you know?
Yeah, I understand. I feel you. So yeah, it's basically, didn't have a plan, got my first iPhone, thinking about that everything's going to be all right. And for people who's actually moving to like a new country anywhere, they must do the homework. And I was, you know, nobody told me about this. Like, you must do the homework. Not only like picking the place, you gotta see like what job you're gonna get, like what you're gonna do, how you're gonna make money. Because whatever I've saved, I thought like I had $1 billion, kind of like in my head, which is like, to compare to my home city, I was like a trillionaire or something. But they like,
He'll spend them, right?
right away, you just like, you're buying like a very old car or something, you just like here and there, and like, wait a second, what happened with this?
Let's go back. When you just came here, right?
Yeah.
What did you start to do first?
Teaching
Teaching.
music. Yeah.
Music.
Yeah. Well, my main instrument is accordion. My second instrument is piano. We had to study piano as a second instrument. And when I was 15, I took about 6 months lessons of guitar, just to impress the
Girls?
Yeah. And that was the only reason, to be honest, like no joke, and it's just to impress the girls. So, because like, what do you play? Oh, you're a musician. What do you play? I play accordion. Do you play guitar?
Like an old man.
Welcome to, you know, and they're just like, oh, okay, what's your name again?
Did it work here in the United States?
No, I didn't speak English. How, like, it was hard to communicate with anybody.
But you can play something for the girls.
Yeah, the parking lot. No.
Anyway, it's like nice place to play.
No, I started teaching basically.
Okay.
Yeah, in 2 weeks I got my first accordion student, because I posted
Okay.
First I posted on the Facebook, hey, I'm the accordion teacher, because it's my degree. And the lady Galina, she reached out to me saying like, hey, I'm looking for the accordion player, like, let's get lessons. How much do you charge? I'm like, exactly, how much do I charge? I don't know. Google, how much do people charge for accordion lesson? And Google responds, what is accordion lessons? You know? Yeah, so yeah, she was my first student in about like maybe not 2 weeks, maybe in a month, because in 2 weeks I actually got as a photographer. You'd be surprised, huh?
Photographer.
Yeah, the Buca di Beppo restaurant.
What's that?
It's an Italian restaurant that I visited last night. It's part of my life, basically.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put it together. Accordion lessons, and then guitar lessons.
Guitar lessons.
Photographer.
Yes.
Did you do it before? I mean, like pictures?
Have I ever been a photographer?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I know how to click the button.
How did you get this job?
So it's funny. I went online to one website, and there was an ad like, we are looking for the photographers at the restaurant Buca di Beppo or something. And it was in Russian language.
Was it Russian?
It was in Russian, yeah. So I reached out to that person, Irina. She's like, yeah, sure, come by. So I come to that place, you know, black pants, black shirt, you know, all dressed up. And she's like, okay, Aleksei, do you speak English? I'm like, no. Do you have this and that? I'm like, no, I don't. She's like, then what are you doing here? I'm like, well, I learned pretty fast. So what she did, she wrote 2 sentences in English for me, because the job was, it's you come to the tables, you take a picture, and you're like, hey, here's your complimentary postcard. And by the way, I have this picture. They're all framed. So would you like to buy them? It's like 1 for 15, 2 for 20.
Okay.
That was my job. No one was buying the pictures from me, because they after 2 sentences, they were asking me questions. And I'm just like, I was looking like,
No.
I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, but you know, I kind of here and there, like in 1 month, I started like, okay, you gotta come to like big families, like Latin Americans families. They love buying pictures.
No, really?
So yeah, so I kind of like, I was doing my homework, like, you know, watching people like who most likely is going to purchase pictures. Because like I had one time there was a lady working with me, and I was watching her doing this. So I'm like, okay, you just come to this family. So she explained a little bit.
Did you find most of your work through people from the United States or from...
Mostly Russian-speaking community. I'd say I still work very close with the Russian-speaking community, even though kind of like my clients, they're like almost like, mostly like 60% it's a Russian-speaking community, the rest it's English-speaking community. But at that time, because I didn't speak English, I didn't know anything about it. I got so lucky because next time after accordion lessons, I put that ad on Facebook saying that I teach piano, guitar, and accordion.
Okay, piano. We have piano now.
Yes. And with the piano, it was like a blast. Like,
oh, piano.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my God, like, how am I going to teach piano? I mean, I understand, but like, what books am I supposed to use? Like, and then like parents reach out like, hey, I have 2 kids. I have 1 daughter. I have like 1 son. They're like 6, 10, 12. And like, do you come to their house? Do you come to the house? I'm like, sure, of course I do. So I was like driving silly. I had 1 student from San Francisco on Sunday morning. So from San Jose, like every morning I was like driving to San Francisco about 1 hour just to teach 2 hours to kids. And then it was Redwood City.
How much did they pay you to drive for 5 hours? One way?
No,
right?
it's from San Jose.
From San Jose.
San
oh my
Jose
God, I was thinking
to Redwood City. It was about like an hour 20 drive, and then hour 20 back, and 2 hours there. So basically saying it was almost like 5 hours total.
Yeah.
I was charging about like either $25 or $30 per lesson. There was something like this.
Did you spend all this money?
Oh no, I was very like saving in money.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How much did you pay? Did you rent something, or you lived with your friend?
I've lived with a friend, was supporting as I could, but 3 months later I had to move. You know, because they were already pretty much welcoming me with everything. But then I moved to the. I was renting 1 room in a 1-bedroom apartment.
How much was it?
It was $1,200 including utilities.
It was in San Jose?
It was East San Jose, not the best area, how they told me. But I mean, I was like, looks all right. I mean, yeah, I see that the door kind of not the same size that it's supposed to be, and the window's kind of different, and it's pretty, you know.
Must be a reason, right, for it?
Yeah, and I've rented like literally through the management office. So here's the thing: when you're like, if you want to rent something, you gotta show like proof of income, all these papers and stuff like that.
You didn't have anything, okay?
No.
What did you do?
I reached out to the guy who was kind of renting out that place. He was looking for a roommate. He's a Canadian. And at that time, he was a professor at Stanford. And I said, like, hey, I like the place. I'm ready to move in. He's like, you've got to, like, meet the manager and la, 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 la. And I'm like, I'm coming today. He's like, no, I don't have time. I'm like, I'm already on the way. So I was very pushy, and because I was pushy, that helped me many times.
Are you pushy because you're pushy, or it's like when you're desperate, you become pushy?
No, it just like was my lifestyle back then. I was always like, I want it, I need it. Like I go there, you know, I was like, if you need something, you go there. You just like don't wait. But like I've made my mistakes as well, like learned the lesson. But how did I get the place? He liked me, I liked him. He had drums, he had a bottle of vodka. It was a Russian standard. I said,
really?
like, we've got to take that standard to the high level one day.
High standard.
Yes. And he said, like, hey, we're going to arrange the meeting with the manager. So I come to the manager, and she's like going through like whatever the papers I've had. And I understand it doesn't like, it's not coming my direction. And I'm like, excuse me, what's the perfume do you have? It seems like, wait a second, Chanel. And she's like, yeah, it is Chanel Chance. I'm like, oh. And with my broken English language, I was explaining her that I want to purchase this perfume for my mom. And she kind of moved whatever I've had and said like, okay, so just like make a deal with this card. I will send you the papers.
You complimented her.
Yeah. It was a kind of like.
Good lesson. Did you want to move to Los Angeles? Why didn't you move to Los Angeles? Like after.
I actually didn't. I got lucky. Again, like through my accordion student, I've met a beautiful lady, Natasha. She was opening her Russian language, not the language school. It was a Russian learning center. Okay. They're like very big right now, very large center. They're opening another school in San Jose. So they invited me as a teacher there, and everything was kind of actually getting better and better. And I was thinking to stay in San Jose. But
I'm asking you, but because of your dreams, you wanted to be a rock star. How did you plan to be a rock star in San Jose? You had to move to Los Angeles. You had to be here, right?
Yeah.
How did you plan it?
When I ended up in San Jose and 3 months later, maybe, when the kind of like all the stress and depression hit you, that's the moment you kind of a little bit forget your dream and you focus on how you're supposed to pay bills, save money, make like different decisions and stuff like that. So I wasn't thinking about my dream in 3 or 4 months anymore. I was thinking like, how am I going to survive now? Because like in 3 months later, I had to change the place where to live, get in that room, then get in the car, driver license, going through the immigration stuff and all of that. It was like so complicated how like you don't have time to think about the dream anymore because like you gotta set everything up now. That's what I didn't know before I moved to the United States. But one person, she was my, I don't know how to call her. Let's call her X.
Okay.
But basically, she said that in San Jose, it's like there is nothing to do in San Jose, and let's go to Los Angeles. And I moved to Los Angeles.
She was right. You have to be where the industry is.
No, she was right when she left, actually.
Left you or Los Angeles?
Left like out of my life.
But she pushed you to move to Los Angeles.
Kind of. She was talking about Los Angeles a lot. Yeah, like music, but yeah.
She came to your life. She accomplished her mission. She pushed you to move to Los Angeles. And she's gone now. See?
You're right. Yeah, and that's how I moved to Los Angeles, basically. And in Los Angeles, it got even worse. Because I did the same thing with the like Facebook publication saying like, hey, I'm now experienced accordion, piano, and guitar teacher. You guys want to have a teacher? You know how many people reached out to me? None. None at all.
Too many teachers here or what?
Yeah. More competition. There's like at that time in San Jose, there was only maybe like 2 Facebook groups, okay? Los Angeles, plenty of them, plenty of teachers, music schools, kindergartens, and everything. The rent is more expensive. Now you gotta pay for language school. Now you gotta pay here and there. Yeah. And it's like everything, the bills went up and you have no job. Like, what am I supposed to do now?
But you had your savings, as I remember.
They were like burning out so quickly, It's just like boom, boom.
It's Los Angeles.
It's Los Angeles. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was, as I said, I didn't educate myself about the immigration process.
What about your depression? Was it gone by the time you moved to Los Angeles, or you still had it?
It got even worse.
Got even worse?
It's like the whole year of 2016 for me was a survival year. Not because of the prices or something. It was mostly emotionally. Because I still couldn't get what I wanted, the life that I wanted. I still didn't have any friends. My relationships was falling apart because whatever. And I was so depressed. And my mom, she visited me in 2016 and I looked like a zombie. I looked like a drug addict person because I was so skinny. Right now I'm about maybe 150 pounds, 160 at that time. I don't know, pounds, it's not easy to say. So I'm about 80 kilograms right now. At that time I was 60. So look at me and delete 20 kilograms from me. I was like...
Was it because you gave yourself 2 years to achieve your dream? What do you think? Or it was not related? I'm thinking is it a good idea to give yourself time frame, to achieve something? Or it's a bad idea?
I think it is a good thing. You just gotta add more stuff to it, more things. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have people with you. You gotta be way more prepared than I was. And just because of that, maybe it still was still positive because the worse situation I got into, the better I become.
When you moved to Los Angeles, did you want to come back home? I mean, did you want to leave?
I had kind of these feelings.
You had?
Yeah, of course I've had several times. I was like, if something's not going to change, probably what if? But I also kind of kept telling myself at the same time that do everything you can do in here. When you get to the point that I tried everything and I'm about either to die or something, and that's so crucial right now, it's so bad, that's why I'm coming back. In this case, you're not going to regret about it. So in my head, I still had kind of some different opportunities that I'm supposed to take and try.
Can you tell us about a time you almost gave up and what kept you going?
When I almost gave up, it was about maybe early 2017, either the end of 2016 or maybe early 2017. So it's almost in 2 years. I almost gave up. And to be honest, because I didn't want to eat anymore.
Okay.
It's just I see food and I don't want to eat it.
Depression?
Yeah, I don't want to drink. I cannot sleep. I was so bad. I've never had that in my life, and I hope I'm not ever going to have that again. I wouldn't offer that to anybody on the earth. It's awful. When I'm so emotional in general, I get excited about blue car.
Okay.
So I'm so emotional. I guess just because I'm an artist, and when I cannot feel even either fear or excitement, happiness, joy. What I did, I got a knife and I literally sliced my palm a little bit.
It just gave me chills. You
And I
sliced it?
felt it. Yeah, just
Because you wanted to feel something?
Yes. And I said okay, at least I can feel the pain. It was my starting point.
Okay.
It was my starting point that I am literally right there. So deep. It's so bad. And that's the moment you gotta what do you call it? Jump out or something and you just gotta go back.
That's interesting.
And I was lonely with all these feelings myself.
Was it hard for you to find friends? Why you were lonely? You have been here for 2 years, right? And you didn't have any friends.
I mean, few people, but they were kind of coming into your life and living, but I didn't have anybody that I was constantly talking.
You mean?
You meet someone
You mean some like-minded people? It's hard to find right here.
No, even I didn't have a constant friend. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I still don't have that many friends that I talk to. It's better to have a few of them instead of 100 that you don't talk to. But at that time, it just I wanted to be lonely even more. to understand like how am I going to get out of there.
Okay.
And then like, my family was supporting me, especially my mom. God bless her. Like she was so supportive. Her friend was supportive. Then I've met a few people, and one of them, she said like, what are you waiting for? Like, what the are you waiting for? First of all, get rid of what makes you so depressed. And was that person who was living with me. She was making even worse everything around me. And I said like, there's the door, see ya.
Okay, so this depression and your relationship, everything was like...
Personal life, immigration, and, to compare it to what I'm trying to explain, to better understand, I'd say, in my home city, I was a rock star already. So anywhere I go, people know me. They say, hey, hello.
Everything was easy, right?
By the end of it, kind of like... But I was going through something as well, but everybody knew me. Everybody was so welcoming. And I take my mom to the grocery store, no matter what. Someone says like, hey, Aleksei, how are you? I saw your performance. It was great. And mom goes like, who is it? I'm like, I don't know. Everybody knew me. And I was 24 years old, driving Nissan Juke, cash in my pocket. Like, what? I was like rock star in my home city. And I had nothing in Los Angeles. No relationships, no business, no recognitions, no friends. Couldn't speak English to show like, hey guys, I'm a pretty funny guy. I'm actually smart. What?
Nobody understands this, right?
I understand like how funny I am. It was so bad. It was to me, it was so bad.
Do you remember any funny stories from that time that happened with your language or something else?
Yeah.
You do?
So I actually got promoted. So the manager who actually like offered me the job at the Buca di Beppa. So a few months later, I got promoted, and she sent me to that Maggiana's restaurant. That's a bigger Italian restaurant. It's more fancy to compare it to Buca di Beppa. They had like over 300 or 400 seats. So it was huge. And I remember, so I already kind of like knew some phrases in English, thought that like I'm almost fluent or whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of like...
Yeah.
And I come to one table, and two ladies are sitting there like my mom's age. So well dressed up. They're so educated, possibly rich. I take a picture of them, then come with a postcard, and they say like, excuse me, sweetheart. So which picture do you like the most? So they were just, they just wanted to talk to me.
Okay.
Not
about the picture.
Not about the picture. They just wanted to talk to me. They were having a good time. Like, what picture do you like the most? And I'm looking at them straight into the eyes saying, I don't care. Because I thought I said something, I don't mind. Like, all of them are beautiful. I said, I don't care.
What did she say to you?
Okay. They didn't buy anything.
Of course they didn't. I don't care.
And I come to see that, what is called like a front desk. And I said like, Olivia, what did I say wrong? Well, she said, what did you say? I said, I don't care. I'm like, Alex.
The worst promotion ever,
For real?
I don't care.
I don't care.
How did you decide to pull yourself up from the situation?
So starting like February, maybe like January, February 2017. No, it was actually February. Okay, it was February. We have that Slavic celebration, Maslinca.
Okay, you remember the dates. I'm surprised. Even month.
Yeah.
It hit you hard.
Oh yeah.
I can tell.
I'll show you the picture later on.
Okay.
So I was scrolling the Facebook, and there was a saying Maslinca, which is like, what do you call it in English? Like a celebration when everybody like...
Pancakes. I don't know.
Like the pancakes,
I don't know.
The burn thing, this kind of... But anyway, so that Maslinca thing, and I saw the flyer that someone was kind of like doing the event.
Okay.
And I see the phone number, I'm like, let me call them. I'm calling them and saying like, you guys doing muslin? So they're like, yes, we are. You'd like to buy tickets and something? Like, no. Is there? Are you guys gonna have like pancakes? They're like, yeah. Are you guys gonna have caviar? Yes. Are you guys gonna have vodka? Yes. I'm like, you guys need accordion player. They're like, no. Like, no. Let me ask you again. Are you guys gonna have a caviar and vodka? Yes. Are you guys gonna have pancakes? Is it the muslin? So yes. So you guys need the accordion player. Why would we need the accordion player? And I go, because muslin comes with accordion player. They're like, yeah, but we have no budget on accordion player. And like, so they kind of already involved in my conversation. So
they got it.
They got it. I'm like, well, who said that I'm going to charge you? You play accordion? I'm like, yes, I do.
It was a smart move.
Yeah. And the guys, they were just like, they're also very fresh in the event industry, like from immigration. They were from Belarus. And he goes like, I need to discuss this with my team. I'm like, sure, just call me back. He calls me back saying like, okay, you're not going to charge us. I'm like, no.
So why not?
So what you going to play? I'm like, just few songs. It'll be fun. I go, okay, sure. And when everybody was there, I performed 3 songs, playing and singing with a background track. And everybody was like, yeah, so much fun. And they're like, hey, come again. I come again. It's free.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, you have a performer for free, and it's fun.
That's how it works. Nobody knows you, right?
You're no name.
You have no name, so you have to do it for free just to meet people. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe lots of people not gonna agree on it, but that was my strategy.
That was my way too. If you don't know anybody, you have to make somehow those connections.
Yeah, you gotta bring something to the table, exactly.
Like, why should somebody hire you if they don't know you, right?
Yeah. So I got lucky because after this Maslins celebration, I was invited to their parties several times, and they actually also improved their new place because they got a place in like literally next to this Beverly Grove. There is a restaurant or something in the hotel as well, and the place is fabulous. Like literally, it's like so expensive, so luxurious and everything. So they get that place, and now I'm performing as accordion, kind of like a special guest. Always by the end of the party, I was performing there like 2 to 3 times maybe.
Per month? Or what?
Like couple times a month. But what happened, they had a host, because it was karaoke parties at that place. And what happened, their MC decided to leave their project for his personal reasons or whatever. And they said like, Aleksei, can you be an MC at our karaoke parties? Have you ever done that in the life? I'm like, well, I was a photographer.
I can't do anything.
And they say like, can you do it? I'm like, of course I can. So karaoke, not a problem. And starting like a next party or something, I'm already becoming an MC of their events, like this particular event.
Okay.
And what I did basically, the previous host, he was mostly like, very, like, what do you call it? Like pants, shoes, very presentable. I was the opposite. I mean, I still had a suit, but it was like a t-shirt. It was like something on a hat, like the glasses, like a Latin hat or whatever, like you name it. So I was the opposite because it's mostly like, it's more like my lifestyle.
Okay.
I still like being presentable, but it's a party. It's a karaoke party. And the sense of humor and everything, I started making the jokes with the people, and it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
So you switched from playing accordion to being a host, or?
Well, I did my math at that time.
Of course you do.
How much money am I going to make being an accordion player or working as an MC or host at the private events? And from my research, what I saw, that you're going to like make at least 3-5 times more being a host. Even though I love accordion so bad, it's like, it's a part of me. It's my musical soul, whatever you call it. But I needed money.
Okay.
I needed money. I need to pay my rent and everything. So I decided to switch to it. But I still kept the accordion thing and this project, being like, hey, I am the MC, I am the host, and I will also play accordion at your event. So it was mixed. And that's the main difference from anybody else who is either MC, host, or whatever, because
I can tell.
I'm different.
Just one call led you to more opportunities, right?
Basically, yes. It started with the one call, and I'm so grateful to people who actually decided to hire free accordion player for their party. Thank you so much. His name actually Igor as well.
Igor?
Igor, yeah.
That's your name. I can feel it, right?
Kind of, yeah. His name's Igor. And that's how it started from Muslins, like literally. And at that karaoke party, I got lucky as well. I was working with that Ukrainian host, Andrei, and we were like doing like karaoke together as a team as well. Like two hosts, two MCs. We were like making the jokes. It was like a comedy club.
That's what you are doing right now, right? No, yes?
No. It was back then, 2017.
Okay. For how long did you do that?
I was working at that karaoke thing starting like April and going till like October or something. Like for about 6 months.
Okay. What happened next? Okay.
I became independent. I started only working, who's listening, right? When you do something for free or something, what happened with me? So first started with the free move, basically getting into the event industry through Muslins. It was right. That's the very first move, basically. So it started there, and because of what I'm doing and the way I'm doing this, I got opportunity to work as an MC later on at the karaoke party. And because the way I work as an MC, I got the partner as well, like working together, so to make it even better. And then the promoter of the upcoming concert at that time was Leonid Agutinin, The Voice Project, the show The Voice, like a finalist from that show. They were having a concert at the Dolby Theater, where the Oscar ceremony is held, and was on May. So basically, from the moment in Muslins on February, March, April, and May,
4 months.
It was 4 months from me being like checking if I'm feeling the pain. And it took 4 months to stand on the stage of the Dolby Theater, hosting celebrity concert at such a huge place, like the entire world knows. Me, like 4 months ago, didn't even know, like, am I supposed to eat something? That's what it took,
How do you think, would it happen to you so fast if you hadn't had all these 2 years of struggling?
My philosophy is that before you get any achievement, or like before you achieve any goal, whatever you call it, like the life, the God, the energy, the planet, the universe, they see, do you really want to have that? How much you're worth? How much you're supposed to give away? How much you truly believe in what you're doing? And in this case, if you survive this journey, right, you're going to get what you want. And maybe even more that you didn't even expect. I've never thought I'm going to be at the Dolby Theater. How could I imagine that? I didn't even know the name of that theater. I know I knew that there is a place where the Oscar ceremony is held. What it's called, I don't know. But I'm on the stage. That's what it took.
I was about to ask how it changed you, but you already answered my question. So you think it was on purpose, right? Everything that happens to us has a purpose.
Yeah. It has a purpose, has luck.
What exactly changed after those 2 years in yourself? I mean, like in your mindset. You know what I mean? How did you change?
Well, I just started believing in myself again, even stronger. That's what. And after that event at the Dolby Theater, I've lived in Koreatown. So, and from Hollywood to my home at that time, I was walking. I didn't take Uber or whatever. I just took a walk for about like almost 2 hours because I really wanted to understand what happened because I couldn't believe what happened. And what it changed, that, as I said, yes, I became just stronger. And I thought it's like, next day I'm going to be like a rock star. Well, it didn't happen. Took another 2 years almost.
But you didn't do anything to become a rock star, actually, right?
Good point.
Do you have any pre-show rituals or habits that help you to get into the right mindset?
So speaking of ritual, it has kind of like few stages. So number one, it's talking to people right away. Wherever I go, for example, like here today at the studio, right away, who did I talk to? To your assistant, to the videographer, to like everyone right away. Okay. So I talk to people because like this is how I know like what the mood's going to be, and if they are in a bad mood, I'm going to change their mood. I'm going to make some jokes because the environment is super important. Like whoever's working at that area where I am has to be like exciting. That's number one thing. Number two, it's I check the place. I take a walk. I'll just walk around. It can be like restaurant, hotel, doesn't matter. Anywhere like here at the studio as well, I walk different places. I took a walk just here and there just to understand what's the energy going on in here.
So you need to feel it.
I need to feel it. I need to smell it. I need to touch it.
Okay.
That's number two. And once I set up these two stages already, like two things, there is coming the final one, number three. And when I'm just being myself, and I didn't do it today, but at the private events or shows or whatever, I have my steamer and I have my outfit, and I always steam it.
Really?
Yes.
It calms you down or what?
It just, yes, it does different things. It kind of like calms you down. And I also, at this moment, like, no one's going to come to you like, hey, you want coffee or something? They see you're steaming. They like, just give him some space. He's either crazy or whatever. Like, couldn't you do like this at home or whatever? But in this time, I'm focusing either performance or like I'm getting my thoughts together, thinking about what am I going to say? What other people's going to be there? So I'm like, literally, this is my environment. I'm right there. And the moment I see my outfit steamed and perfectly fine, that's how I'm going to be doing the event.
Interesting. So it helps you to isolate yourself and to concentrate, right?
You need something to focus on.
Okay.
Like, as you said, to concentrate yourself.
That's interesting. What advice would you give to an aspiring musician who is just starting out, who just immigrated? You know, it's not really commercially, but commercial profession. It's a musician, it's aspiring. What would you suggest?
Well, the advice number one that everybody says, it's never give up, but not all of them actually follow this advice. It's a part of the game. You never give up. Sometimes it's going to take 1 year, 2 years, maybe 10 years, because you don't know where exactly your dream's going to become real. And that's why it's so important, because you got to be ready to like literally take that dream. Like, it's happening now and go on. Other than that, it's just like, come on. Number two, it's like you believe in yourself, you have skills. If you don't practice whatever you're doing, you can be such a talented artist in any industry. But if you do not practice, no one's going to see it. Or maybe at the moment when you get there, like what you're going to show. Oh, I used to be I don't care who you used to be. What do you do now? Show me what you got. And you're like, boom, right away. If it's a musical instrument, din, 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 right away. Something fancy, something cool. Show your talent. Now, how you got to show your talent? You got to find the place. So you can be, again, like a top musician, top artist, top producer or something. But before you show this to someone, even without portfolio, that's what I was struggling. I knew that I'm so funny guy. I'm smart and everything, you know, I'm like confident person. But I didn't speak English. So how I can explain to everybody that the way I am?
That's true.
So no matter what I was back then at home, I had to learn English so people can understand what I am. Mm-hmm. I had to learn local sense of humor, the jokes, the culture, the music, the food, so they can understand what I'm saying. So as an artist, it's never give up. Do your homework, have a plan. Learn the culture where you're at. As you also said about that states, every state is different. Every district is different. So do the homework. And the last one is you need people. Because yes, if you have all of them, but you have no people around you, there is no way you can succeed by yourself. Every successful soccer player or basketball player at least had a coach. Yep. Coach, mom, family, friend, brother, cousin, girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, whatever. There is always someone who can guide you. Like maybe at this specific time frame, but then you need keep growing all the time.
You know, I think it's very important to have somebody here when you just immigrate who can support you. But sometimes people immigrate, they come, they have people. But those people, they didn't succeed by themselves. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you come, those people didn't do what they planned to do. How they can bring you to the next level? What would you suggest? Because you come and you come to the same people who came and they stayed on the same level they used to be before. They can't give you anything more.
You know, I hope I'm translating this phrase right in English. So if you want to become a best chess player, you got to play chess with someone who's better than you. That's number one.
Yep, but how do you find those people?
If you have your local community, maybe who are not succeeded in what you're looking for, at least see where they succeeded. Even if it's the best truck driver, see what he has done or she has done to become to that point. Because here's the formula is pretty similar. Niche can be different, but the formula, it's you never give up, you look for people, you improve your skills, and you wait for your luck and you take it. And you become the best truck driver ever, for example. And you get in the truck, then you open the company, right? The same thing, you are the violin player, or maybe you want to be a producer. You do the same thing. You never give up. You improve your skills. You learn the culture. Boom. First, even if you don't have that, as I said, the people who are not succeeded in what you're doing, look what they succeeded. Look for it. Look for the formula and keep looking for people who's going to guide you. Whatever I achieved, it's just because I found people who are supporting me in something, gave me the advice. That's how we met with you. How would I meet you if I would know Daniel, for example, right? Yep. He said oh, by the way, I was sitting in his car. He called I have Aleksei sitting next to me
And I was sick on my couch. He called me and I was oh my God, I'm not ready, but I'm gonna do it.
And we met. And how would anybody else know what I'm doing if I'm not talking about this?
That's true. So people...
Public skills. Public speaking skills.
Public speaking. People need people, right?
There is a word that describes it. It's community.
Community.
You need community.
But still... You can find people, but they are still not at the level you want to be. How do you find those people on the top level where you want to be? It's the hardest part, right?
Yes.
How do you find them?
You know, when I was thinking, why I am not rich from like, for example, how much rich I want to be. I'm like, what skills do they have?
Okay.
That's what I was thinking, first of all. Most of them play golf, educated from like very wealth families, super educated. They attend specific events. You won't see them like at the Costco, you know, just like somewhere that's maybe randomly all of a sudden like, oh, look at that. But they are located at the specific locations. But even to get to that places, you play golf, you need to have a membership. You want to buy the membership, you need money. How much money you need to spend? Okay, if it's a golf court or something, you know, you see these people. You got to understand how to dress up and stuff like that to become that a little bit closer to these people. How do you find them? First of all, you got to improve yourself in everything. Be more educated, more business oriented if it's like the business goals. You want to become rich? Well, do the homework. See what other people succeeded. Not just like all this attending the conferences, but at least start, you know, taking the moves you've never took before.
You can be everything you said, but when you meet them, how would you make them being interested in you? You know what I mean? You can be everything, but they don't need your skills. How do you make them want you?
Here's the thing. Maybe you won't make them interested in you. It's hard to me to explain because let's say I've never met some people you are talking about. But the point is, even if you meet them and this person is not interested in you, you get experience. And that means next time you meet similar person, you're going to be like, okay, maybe I should compliment this person about the perfume. You know what I'm saying? Or like maybe I don't have to compliment that person and I don't have to say, I don't care. So you got to come up with something else. But at least you get the experience.
Okay.
And maybe you'll get the feeling that you don't need it. You're like, maybe that it's not something that I need. I'm actually want to become like, I don't know, food delivery guy. And I'm going to be much happier about it.
How do you deal with the performance anxiety?
Pretty simple. The rule number one, never drink alcohol. Never ever drink alcohol before your performance.
Why?
Because it becomes a habit.
Okay.
And it's gonna, when you drink, if you only get relaxed by drinking alcohol at your career, you're definitely on the wrong road. Because first of all, drinking alcohol, if it's also like everyday job, you're gonna look like a mess. I mean, like next time, like you wake up in the morning, you look like you drank some alcohol yesterday, you know? And if it's like your life, it's your job, come on, it's too much alcohol. It's unhealthy. That's number one. Number two, when you drink alcohol, you speak differently. If it's music, you listen to the music. You hear music differently. It's always like not loud enough, or like make it louder, or it's too quiet, or it's too loud. It changes your sensors. How can I say, like your feelings?
I never tried, that's why. I don't know.
It completely changes you. Your speech, the way you hear everything, the way you react to people. You think everything is okay? No, it's not okay. So my rule, I've been working at the entertainment industry for almost 18 years, and I drank alcohol maybe like 4 or 5 times. 2 of them, it's when I worked for Mafia, and was like, there's like no way you cannot drink the alcohol. And 3 times it was my friend's, like at the birthday or wedding, and it wasn't like a work. I was a guest there, and also like did my performance. So it was like champagne or something. Other than that, no.
How do you deal with the anxiety?
Breathing.
Breathing. Okay.
Breathing.
Got it.
Breathing and super simple. Some people at yoga classes do that. It's you take a deep breath and then
Got it.
3 times, 5 times, 10 times. It depends. But as many times you do it, as many times you work more gigs or events,
It works.
of course it works.
What is a fun fact about you your fans might not know?
Well, I mean, I've shared this several times when I had health problems, but the audience didn't know that. I had a stomach flu. It was so bad. It wasn't funny for me, but it was funny for the band members. They were laughing at me.
Maybe you have some habit you don't like others to know about you. It can be good, it can be bad. Maybe you like to eat in the middle of the night, or...
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. My wife, she keeps making these jokes, giving that statement as a statement. Chebeliuk and healthy habits.
Okay.
Chebeliuk and healthy habits. It's like a title. Chebeliuk and healthy. It can be a movie.
Okay, got it. But it can be in a good and in a bad way.
It's sarcastic.
Got it.
Because I love pizza, I love fast food, I love street food like burrito.
You don't look like you like fast food.
I love it, but it's almost under control.
Because you can do it.
Nah, not anymore. Like when I was mid-20s, I could do it easily, could eat as many burgers as I could, but not anymore.
If you meet him, you know him, send him pizza, buy him burgers.
Yeah, just fast food, it's my weak spot.
Fast food. What do you enjoy doing when you are not making music?
Sleeping.
That's all? It's so simple.
So simple. You enjoy something that you don't get enough. So I really enjoy sleeping because lately, for the last 3.5 years, whoever's following my social media, they see me on the plane all the time. And they always I see you on the plane all the time.
I feel you. I like sleeping too.
Yeah, so basically it's sleeping, spending time with people. I love my family, first of all. And I love eating something and watching movies.
As far as I know, you are playing classic music on accordion, right? Mm-hmm. But what kind of music do you like to listen to?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Even though I play classical music, like polkas, French, Italian, any culture, I love country music.
Country music. It's a guitar. You can use your guitar too.
Yeah, it's country music. It's I also love driving a lot. My family used to take me all the time these road trips, and I take my family to the road trips. And I love country music. And every time, when I've lived in Los Angeles, was saying what do you listen to? I'm like, listen to the country music, right?
You have to go to Nashville. Did you go there?
It's 10 hours away from my home. I'm planning to go there.
You haven't been there?
I've never been there yet.
Oh my goodness, you are missing so much. When I came there, it was second Las Vegas, but country music, country style. I was surprised. That's your place.
Maybe my wife is afraid of going to Nashville because if I love it so much, what if we move there?
They have a lot of girls there.
It's okay. It's okay.
Maybe she knows why she's afraid. I don't know.
No, it's used to this. Here's the thing. I mean, what I believe in, when you take that step, getting into the marriage, that means whatever you see around, you're not interested in it anymore. It's like having the goal, you want to achieve. Getting married, it's not just a fun game. It's a goal that you need to achieve, but it just takes the life to achieve the goal, Yeah. So it's a serious project that you are doing the entire life. So if you're ready for that, go for it. If you're not, go to Nashville.
Sometimes you feel like you're ready and you fail.
Well,
life happens.
Answer is always here. So when you are maybe either afraid or you're not sure about something, you ask yourself and you hear the answer right away. Everybody has that right away. It's either yes or no. Other than that, it's just
not everyone goes so deep inside himself.
Go deep.
Are you working on any new projects or collaboration we can look forward to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, yeah. I have one of the so far it's the largest project of my life.
Oh, really?
Yes, we are having an upcoming concert. So it's been we were talking about the dreams and everything, right? Like becoming a rock star and stuff like that. But when I was 17, I played with the orchestra at the music college. Was just a orchestra member. We had to take that orchestra class.
What did you play?
Accordion.
Accordion?
Yeah, I was playing accordion. And what happened basically, we had one song when there was a balalaika soloist, and he was playing a few folk songs with us, and the orchestra was basically featuring him. Like he was playing along with the orchestra, and I was like, I'd love to be right there. I don't want to play in the orchestra. I want to play with the orchestra. How can I do it? And I had that dream for the long time, but because, when you are moving to a new country, it takes time to set everything up. You try different projects. And 2 years ago, I came back to the accordion music way closer, I would say.
Okay.
And started thinking about that dream. And when I asked my wife, like, hey, I'd love to have that concert, and she was very supportive.
Okay, awesome.
And was this year, yes, like January, February, I booked the theater, Wilshire Ebel Theater. We signed the contract.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And like literally, I don't know when the video is going to go live, but on November 23rd, I'm having my upcoming accordion concert, and I'm going to be playing, it's a classical music concert where I'm going to be playing Vivaldi, Chopin, Beethoven, Bach, like.
Awesome. Am I invited?
Of course. Yeah, it's a huge project. It's a huge theater. The theater is over 100 years old. Michelle Obama was on the stage. Sting had a show there. It's iconic and historical place in Los Angeles. It has beautiful vibe, and I got a really nice orchestra. It's like 30. We decided to do 35, but now it's 36. But we're still promoting it at 35. Maybe someone's going to get sick. But anyway, and yes, and I'm doing that 2 hours show. And before the show, we're going to have 1 hour of the red carpet event with the celebrities, VIP guests. There's going to be like over 50 TV, movie, music stars, bloggers, influencers. It's just like people from Miami coming to attend that concert. Miami, Austin, Vegas, San Francisco.
All over.
Yes, we like literally have about 7 people flying from Miami who bought the tickets just to see that show.
How long did it take you from the point you were broken to this point?
8 years.
8 years, and you gave yourself 2.
Well, in 2 years, as I said, wanted to become famous. I was on the stage of the Dolby Theater in front of like over 1,000 people. From my perspective, I became pretty famous. Then 2 years later, in 2019, I was the most famous MC or host in California. And I also had a chance to perform at one of the most famous celebrities. Cannot say his name. He was a governor.
Don't say it.
Not going to mention the state. And I was so lucky to perform at his birthday party as an accordion artist. And then 2020 was my plan, but the COVID hit. So we had to survive during COVID. In 2022, not COVID, even the worst thing happened, the war. And you got to figure that out. So basically, there are some circumstances that you couldn't know that's going to happen, but you still stick to your dream. Basically, yes, it took me 8 years in general, but to get that dream, because it's so far, it's not the last dream. I have more dreams, but it's the largest project in my life so far.
People who come here as immigrants, they're very talented, and they bring all their talents here. And that's why I want Americans see immigrants in a different way they used to see it
You're
before.
already doing this. Oleksandra, you're already doing this.
I'm trying to, that's the point.
You're already doing this. You're showing, you invited me. Thank you so much. So some people's gonna see this interview, this like video, and say like, "Hey, this guy, he inspires me." Or maybe no, this guy is like nothing. Like I hate him. Boo! I don't like his accent. Or get out of here. Boom! Dislike. It's their choice. I mean, if your goal, if I can say that, if your goal to change the vision of people who don't like something, or maybe who's like being kind of like who's seeing this from the different perspective, I don't know. The life is too short. Listen, it's what I believe. Like my philosophy is, in the audience there is always a person who's like, I don't like it. No matter how small or big the audience is, there is always a person like, at least one. But the majority can be like, wow. And I've read one phrase, don't want to offend anybody, but if you want to change something, start from yourself. And the bees, they don't teach flies that honey is better.
I mean, like still by step, we have to do it. Because there is a lot like prejudgment, you know.
Don't focus on it. Don't focus. Majority of people, they're too busy doing their work, having like everyday routine and everything. What happens, it's all about the marketing. Whatever you promote, either the idea or the product, if you show it from the like best way, like whatever, like the best project ever, and majority people's gonna love, that's what's important. Other people, you don't focus on it. They might love something else. It's normal. You cannot just have one choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always good, you know, it's competition. They see us as like a bad people comment. Some people see us as a great people. It's good. It has to be like black and white.
But I feel it's still our job to change this picture. If you don't do it, who's gonna do it instead of us, you know?
Well, you are changing. You're inviting people, like talented people, different like artists and everybody. You are doing this. You're, showing this to the audience, like online audience, local audience. They see it, Even like today's crew is a diversity.
Sometimes American, they don't get what we are going through to get where we are right now. Because they see us as they see themselves. They don't even think about it. I had so many times when people said like, oh, we didn't think about it, that you had to do this and that and to go through this and this. They just accept you as you are right now. They don't think about it. And I want to show how much effort we have to put in ourselves.
Don't show them. Don't show them.
Why not?
Just show it in general. I mean, from my philosophy, as I said, you either meet wrong people who are maybe, some people can be uneducated. Some people can be like just in a bad mood at this moment. They told you something and maybe next day they're going to regret about it. Don't focus on it.
I'm not focusing, but I'm thinking maybe they're not bad. They just not educated enough about it. That's why they don't know about it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It matters.
Once you get the majority, just by doing the right thing, the majority is going to cover them up and they're going to take that position. They're going to use their opinion as well.
But how do you know the majority
You
are the people who know?
You just do what you gotta do. Not like changing someone's opinion. You just do what you gotta do. You meet people who support you. You get as many people as you can who support you, because these people is going to bring more people, and other people is going to bring more people, and then you have this huge community who's like, yes, that's a great project, and other people who's like sitting just by themselves, that like some random person who's like, I don't like it, and I don't care. Because you're doing the right thing.
I mean, it's not just about my project, it's in general.
Just do your thing and believe in it.
I do.
That's it. That's it. You just keep moving forward. That's it.
What impact do you want to have on your listeners making your music?
The main impact would be if they can forget for that period of time, either it's a performance or song, they're gonna forget about any bad things that happen with them, and they can just focus on that specific. Like to me, it's not even like, oh, Aleksei, he's like, it was so great he performed. Maybe for some people, yes, and that they can forget about whatever like happening in their lives. But by listening to the music, they're gonna be like, oh, such a great tune. I love it. And they don't think about like expenses, like family problems, what's happening in this world, whatever. Like for this short period of time, they can just like be like, oh, such a joy. That's the main purpose.
How does performing live influence your connection to your music and to your audience?
Let me say it this way. Regarding the audience, whatever I perform, it makes them move. And what I mean, it's not like dancing, but it moves their feelings. Because like whatever's happening outside, like you doing like this or like that, that's one story. Can be any music. But if you can move someone's feelings, like emotions, let's say you come in a bad mood and you listen to the performer and you're like, and become like happier or like more excited about it or something. Or the opposite, kind of like not necessarily like becoming more like sad, but maybe like deeply thinking about something else, like thinking about the life. That's what it does with the audience when I perform. And the reason of it, not just because I'm kind of like something different, that's how I feel when I perform. So whatever I feel, I send this straight to the audience. Okay. And I have tons of people that I perform with, and they say like, Aleksei, every time you get on the stage, I'm right away just want to keep my back either straight or something. I feel sort of energy going on over here. Either I perform, I come to like someone's party or whatever, I just like send this energy showing like, hey guys, let's communicate. Either through the music or conversation. It's, to me, it's just like just communication. Music, it's a tool that I can communicate with the audience.
How do you want your music to be remembered in the future?
I've recently heard a phrase, I believe it was in a movie, like literally maybe like 3-4 days ago. The history remembers the kings only. So if my music becomes sort of royal music, that is something that's going to be remembered. Other than that, maybe I'll just enjoy sharing my feelings, my music with the audience. And if it's meant to be remembered as a royal music, as a king music, or whatever the music is, I mean, I'd be just grateful about it.
Do you want it to be remembered?
Well, of course, as every selfish artist, I would love to be the king of music in the entire universe. And even like the aliens gonna like, oh my God, I know this track. Of course.
How many years do you give yourself?
To become like recognized by the universe.
We are recording.
Well, I'd say for that, accordion and classical music symphony orchestra project, I'd say it's gonna be at least like 2 years. And after 2 years, if there's like no circumstances in the world, hopefully, okay, let's all keep the fingers crossed, it's gonna give a huge kick for the next 5 to 7 years, where I'll be like touring the world. Okay. So 2 years, that's so much work that's going to benefit you for the next 7 or 8 years. So it's 10 years total. And I'm going to be 45 at that time, where I'm supposed to either continue what I have or to come up with something that's even like more powerful or something. I don't know. With all this AI thing and like industry changing, you don't know like what's going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. But this thing, it's like generally like a 10 years journey.
Okay, got it. It's recorded.
Find us in 10 years. Next to the comedy movies. on Netflix.